Important terms. We have talked about the scope of business communication. We have talked about some of the phases which led to its development and how it originated. It is important to be familiar with some of the important terms which are there in order to further appreciate its scope. So the ESP tree made by Hutchinson here is important for us to look at the relationship between different categories of English language teaching. As you can see from the tree represents some of the common divisions made in ELT. The topmost branches show the level at which individual ESP courses lie. So we have English for medical studies, English for technicians, English for economics, English for secretaries, English for psychology, English for teaching, etc. The lower level shows the two common branches of ELT. That is, whether the learners want to study English for academic purposes, EAP, or for vocational purposes, EVP, also called EOP or VESL, Vocational English as a Second Language. There is, of course, no clear distinction, as people who are working and studying can simultaneously be doing studying these courses. Business English encompasses EAP and EOP as it aims to provide English courses for the needs of students enrolled in various academic disciplines as well as professionals in full-time careers or about to embark on them. At the next level down, the branches show, and we can distinguish between ESP courses by the general nature of learners' specialisms. Three large categories are usually identified here: EST, English for Science and Technology; EBE, English for Business and Economics; ESS, English for Social Sciences. This last is not uncommon, as it is generally thought to differ from the general English taught in humanities. As we go down the tree, we see that ESP is just one branch of ESL and EFL, which are themselves the two main branches of English teaching in general. ELT, in turn, is one variety of the many possible kinds of language teaching. The tree, of course, cannot survive without its roots, and at the roots which nourish the ESP tree are communication and learning. Other important terms which you need to be familiar with are EAP, English for academic purposes. We've already seen this in the ESP tree. EOP, English for occupational purposes. ESP, English for specific purposes, which we say is the umbrella term under which communication, business communication, and English lie. Then General English, ELT, English language teaching, ESBP, English for specific business purposes, EGBP, English for general business purposes, EVP, English for vocational purposes, EGAP, English for general academic purposes, EGP, English for general purposes, EAL, English as an additional language. This is not an exhaustive list. There are many other varieties used in America or Australia or England which describe other branches of ESP.